Hello there, AP Human Geography students. This lesson's going to be a fun one. It's all about the debate over the Green Revolution. Do you want Monsanto to attack your food? Dun dun dun. Here comes genetic engineering. All right, let's do it. Okay. So, in this Prezi, I am going to debate myself, and that's kind of how this whole video is going to work. You're going to see one slide of me. I lost that yellow headband. So I'm going to be wearing this hat whenever I'm in the I love organic food category. And I'm going to be my normal self when I'm talking about how amazing GMOs are. So it's going to be an internal debate that I will tell you all about. And I do want you to take notes on it, but notes will probably be in a pretty specialized form, because it's always going to be what the organic guy says, then what the GMO guy says to counter it. Okay, and yeah, if you see stuff in orange, you don't even really have to write it down. Orange is just going to be worthless information, because some points I don't even think you can defend with logic. But other arguments will be in black and blue. Okay, so let's check it out right now. All right, first of all, so kids, the reason why you need to love organic is because GMO foods are not tested properly. We're putting unsafe things into our bodies. We don't know what the long-term effects could be. Look at all these fat Americans like Mr. Brown here. All these people with cancer, with less energy. Oh, it's evil Monsanto. They're putting genetic engineering stuff in your food. It's the worst. Oh, never eat GMOs. Organic is the way to go. Okay, so to counter that whole point, yes, there is some science that provides a connection between if all you do is eat a ridiculous amount of GMO foods, you will become obese. If all you do is eat a lot of GMO foods, well, really, if all you do is eat a lot of foods, you will become obese. You will have health problems relating to it. But honestly, like, those studies are often proven false as well, because there are people who eat a ridiculous amount of organic chocolate and they still get really fat and they still have health problems, okay? And yeah, GMO foods tend to be larger. GMO foods tend to have because all fruits have sugar in them, but they genetically modify GMO fruits to have like triple sugar. So you could easily get around that by just eating the triple amount of organic food, okay? Look, that was a credible argument made by the organic guy, but hey, it's all about moderation, okay? That's really all it is. Alcohol and tobacco, they'll kill you way faster than GMO foods ever will. I do alcohol and tobacco. I'm an adult. I can do those things in this country. And those are much more likely going to give you serious health concerns more than your food will. So, there you go. All right, and yeah, complications of obesity. I probably have all these things. Not gonna live a long, full life. It's a struggle. All right. So, kids, the reason why you should never eat GMO is GMOs are not natural. I do veganism, and I refuse to follow the idea that science and genetic engineering, it's not what Mother Nature intended. We have to do everything of the Earth Spirit, and we have to be one with Mother Nature. Okay, so that argument's pretty lame, alright? Because if you're someone who believes that science editing Mother Nature is bad in some way, well, then your argument would imply that you don't do anything done by science. And science creates medicines. And medicines are scientific ways of resolving some of the diseases in planet Earth's natural environment. Okay, right now there's this crazy pandemic going on in the year 2020. And if you really believed in following the Earth spirit and doing as the Earth intended, then you would, party with 1,000 people, get COVID, and probably die. Like, it's ridiculous, okay? We have to use logic and reason and say, hey, Earth has problems, science can solve them. Hey, people want to eat more food, there's not a lot of farmland, let's use science, let's create superfoods. That's what GMOs are. If you legitimately hate all these editings that we're doing to the way that Mother Nature intended, well then go ahead, don't get vaccinated, get smallpox, get measles, buy your small expensive vegetables, and live a significantly more terrible life. In GMO world, we have cheaper, bigger, better food. Maybe there's some risks. Overall, it's a risk I'm willing to take. So that's where I stand on that side of the argument. Okay, this is smallpox right here. Thankfully, vaccines have destroyed this disease from planet Earth. This disease used to kill, or this is the most deadly thing that has ever happened in the history of the world. A huge amount of human beings died from this terrible, terrible disease, and it's never going to happen again because science cured it. Thanks, science. I'm going to eat your food now. Okay, and yeah, here's scientists figuring out how to edit some seeds. Here's natural seeds, and then here's even more GMO seeds. So it's like, yes, these kind of look like pills you get from a hospital, but those are what seeds look like now. And you put medicine in your body, you put GMO foods in your body. What's the honest difference? That's my counter to that argument. Okay, kids, so GMO foods are designed to be used in tandem with hardcore pesticides. These pesticides are so terrible. They're spraying just huge amounts of poison and chemicals and evil all over our food. Oh no! These chemicals, they'll get into your water supply, and these chemicals, DDT, Agent Orange, even Roundup by Monsanto. Oh, it's so bad. Roundup is proven to cause you cancer. Oh, all these pesticides are just the worst. Oh no, how could you ever eat GMO? Monsanto, evil. Oh gosh, pesticides spraying progress at your own risk. Okay, and so that argument that Hippie Man just made, it's actually one that I think is actually kind of valid. All right, yeah, in last summer it was confirmed that Roundup causes cancer. But I did some of my own research on this, and this is what I'll say. There have been medical studies that's showing that there are negative effects if you just eat pesticide chemical foods, okay? For sure. But it is underscored by the fact that if we didn't use pesticides at all, then a large portion of the food we grow would be consumed by bugs and pests and plant-based diseases. Like 150 years ago, there was that potato famine in Ireland, killed a third of all the Irish people on planet Earth. Like, pesticides make sure stuff like that doesn't happen anymore. So that's the struggle. If there is a risk with pesticides, it's a risk I'm willing to take if the alternative is there's just not enough food to feed people and people starve. And the bigger point with pesticides is just wash your dang fruits and vegetables. Even if you buy organic fruits and vegetables, just make it an instinctive part of your cooking, eating process to just, oh, hey, this is something where I'm going to eat its skin. I'm going to wash it. Wash the pear. Wash the grape. Wash the tomato. Wash them all. All right? That's how you can resolve pesticides. But it is true, some of those pesticides were kind of bad. All right? So yeah, Roundup, weed killer linked to cancer, joined the lawsuit. So yeah, if you got cancer and you worked with Roundup in your life, you can have Monsanto pay you. So that's pretty crazy. And yeah, Monsanto weed killer, substantial factor in causing cancer. That's really bad for Monsanto. This is kind of a funny thing about Monsanto. This lady has 3 arms. Oh my goodness. But in the counter to this point, if you buy organic, things cost twice, 3 times as much. And if we don't have easily available food, people will starve. Okay? Don't waste your body. Some people legitimately struggle with it. And then, yeah, also with GMO foods, the food lasts longer. It's less likely to expire and go bad. And we've already seen that one. And then, yeah, the GMO lemon, it's just like or sorry, this is the organic lemon. The organic lemon is just not as healthy and fit as the GMO one is because it's literally been genetically designed that way. Okay, and then yeah, there's your organic food. Eat right up, kids. And then yeah, here's your organic peaches. All right, half of them are just bad. And then yep, so yeah, organic. This apple costs what, 5-6 times as much? That's crazy. And then here's some kids in Africa. You know, they would happily eat GMO food. They're not gonna take all the factors when it's just I'm going to starve to death or I need to eat. All right. So, GMO foods are made by big, terrible corporations like Monsanto. Oh, it's the worst. These big corporations, they take all the money from the poor farmer man. They don't share with anyone. We are the 99%. We need to shop local. We need to help people in our community. Stick it to the big corporations, man. I hate corporations. I hate GMO. Organic. Yeah. And here's something you should know, kids. The company Monsanto is technically not a company anymore because they were bought by Bayer Pharmaceuticals. If you ever see Bayer Pharmaceuticals, just know they're secretly hiding Monsanto. Oh, Monsanto eating the world so bad. And then Bayer and Monsanto working together, they're evil. And oh, it's Sauron and Voldemort and the Joker and Darth Vader. All these bad, evil people with these evil corporations. Okay. So I'm not sure how I can tackle this terrible argument other than just to point out that there's a lot of people on the internet and my, other self who are there saying that because Monsanto is a corporation, Monsanto is inherently bad because all corporations are bad. That's a really, really dumb argument, okay? I can show you plenty of amazing corporations that have done really good things in the world. Like Bill Gates runs the Microsoft Corporation, and he gives literally billions of dollars to charities and to help people around the world. Being a corporation does not make you evil, okay? And if you truly believe that, go ahead and join your hippie commune. I'll be enjoying my delicious GMO foods in all the economic greatness that is capitalism, okay? So, there you go. And I love some of these memes. Hates capitalism, owns MacBook, iPhone, iPod, iPad. There you go. And here's the thing. Bill Gates uses a lot of his money to do a lot of really great things in the world, and he owns 500,000 shares of Monsanto. So, just because Monsanto makes GMO foods does not make them inherently evil if one of their biggest company shareholders is using all that money to do a lot of inarguably great things around the world. Okay? And then, says capitalism is evil and corporations steal people's money, does not realize free market requires voluntary exchange. Yep. Monsanto is never stealing your money. You are literally choosing to give your money to Monsanto. You can choose to buy only organic food. Why you gotta throw so much hate at Monsanto? I don't understand. Alright, moving on. So, what do we got here? Just an evil corporation profiting handsomely from net neutrality that knows how to pull libtard heartstrings to keep the monopoly and crush competition and innovation. It's true. Google buys up other search engines all the time. They're gonna stay being the head one for a while. All right, moving on. Oh my gosh! So this is what I was typing on the internet the other day. Autism is on the rise, and there's a correlation between autism and people's babies that get if their mothers ate GMO foods. Oh, don't eat GMO foods. It's literally the cause of autism. Oh, our children are science experiments. Oh, GMO is so bad. You gotta go organic, children. Organic is the way to go. Look at this. This is the number of GMO crops planted, and then this is the autism rates in the United States. So clearly there's a correlation. Oh, don't eat the GMO food. You'll get autism. Okay, so I did a lot of research on this, okay? And yeah, that last bar graph you saw does show autism rates are on the rise, GMO foods are on the rise. However, those could be a false relationship, all right? Every legitimate study I saw said we need to wait and see. There's too many variables in the modern world. Like, yes, autism is on the rise, but you can't point the finger solely at GMO. I mean, there's significantly more pollution in the air from fossil fuels being burned, nuclear fallout from nuclear tests, people exercise less, it's a more stressful world. There's so many different variables that can affect how children are ultimately born. And what I've really found out is like, look, autism, it's a genetic thing, okay? It's something that you really have to pull an unbelievable amount of strings to determine a true exact cause. The modern world is changing everything, and it's not just GMO that is the variable being changed. Okay? Boom. There it is. No immediate difference between GMO or organic products. So, eat on, children. GMO food will not dramatically alter your genetics in the way that some hippie people on the internet think. Okay? And here's the other fact. Autism rises and organic food rises. So here's another graph that'll show you the opposite conclusion, that if you eat organic, that will actually cause autism. So there's no scientific comparison that we could really make here. All right? And what are the causes of autism? It's a result of genetic changes and environmental risk factors during and after pregnancy. Autism comes from love, not poison. Man. And look, this is a huge debate on the internet, okay? I've brought it up a couple times. There's truly a lot of people that believe that there's a relationship between GMO and autism. I'm proving it wrong right now, okay? What causes autism? A loving couple, a baby born with a special brain. Nothing else. Boom. Done. All right. So, a well-known risk of genetic modification is the introduction of an allergen. Do any of you kids have allergies? Are any of you allergic to strawberries? Well, what if? Conspiracy hat on. What if your allergy to strawberries is only to the chemical sprays on the GMO foods that were on strawberries? What if you eat organic strawberries and you're totally fine? These allergies are just being caused inside of our bodies from the GMO foods. The GMO is the evil thing that makes every part of our life not work perfectly. GMOs are the worst. Okay, let's check out these pictures. GMOs causing your allergies. Oh no. Look at this. Allergies are on the rise. GMOs are on the rise. Conspiracy connection. 400% increase in allergies since GMOs are introduced. Not the babies. GMOs. The dangers. The autism allergy connection. Oh no. Alright. So this argument is valid. Alright. I'm sure that there can be a situation where somebody is allergic to the leftover pesticides on a strawberry. Maybe they didn't wash it very well, and then they think in their head, oh, I'm allergic to all strawberries, I'm going to avoid strawberries my entire life. But maybe it was that one bad little pieces of pesticides left over on a strawberry. But here's the thing. That whole argument that I just said in my previous version of myself is that people may only be allergic to the GMO versions of foods. But that is a may. It's not proven fact, okay? It's still super duper risky. I know quite a few people that have food allergies. And like my sister, for example, if she eats almonds, her throat will close up and she can't breathe. I don't want my sister to take even a second of a risk to try an organic almond to see if it'll work out for her. And honestly, almonds aren't even that great a food, okay? I can live my whole life without almonds too. So yeah, don't take a risk to possibly kill yourself. Yeah, that's just where I stand to counter that argument that GMOs are your allergies, not the foods themselves. And don't experiment with what does and doesn't cause allergic reactions. Just avoid them, people. Like, everyone's human body is slightly different, and don't mess with allergies. Don't have an EpiPen on standby. Don't do it at all. All right, moving on. So, you don't have enough inspectors, so you don't really know if my food is safe. Well, then, just take a bite and we'll know. Like, so see, that attitude, not really great. Okay, and then 8 most common food allergies: shellfish, milk, eggs, tree nuts, soy, wheat, fish, and peanuts. I once had a student who was allergic to grass, too. I was like, wow, like, this kid's skin can't touch grass. That just sucks. All right, moving on. So, many of these GMO foods, they're farmed on giant factory farms. These factory farms use big machines that use fossil fuels and gasoline and oil and coal, and we gotta save Mother Earth. We gotta use renewable energy, and all these big machines are gonna make our planet die. Save the Earth. Shut down Monsanto. Shut down GMO. Yeah, look, the Earth. It's melting. It's warming. Oh, global warming proof. We need to shut down Monsanto. Join the rally. March against Monsanto in Sacramento and Portland and all these great places. We need to get out. We need to stop the pollution. Okay, so this is actually an argument against fossil fuels, not an argument against GMOs. And my previous self is using a logical fallacy called a red herring, where you're distracting the argument from the pros and cons of food production, and you're just discussing fossil fuels in general. But here's the reality, kids. Even if you're a organic farmer, you're going to use trucks to bring your food around, okay? Even organic farmers use fossil fuels to produce their foods. So it's super duper weak. And sometimes you go to these organic markets and they'll like drive up in these old-timey cars. These old-timey cars use crazy amounts of gasoline. Way worse gas mileage than modern machines. So I might even be able to make a counter argument to that point and say that a GMO production facility is more environmentally efficient than organic farmers would be. So not only is the previous argument I said wrong, it's actually like an argument that the GMO side could use against the organic side. So pretty crazy. All right. And yeah, fossil fuels, they are a problem, but, well, everything uses fossil fuels, including organic food production. All right, and then, yeah, so carbon emissions, those are going to happen. And yeah, I love this. Here are birds, and then, oh, hey, let's put in these renewable windmills, and they murder birds. So, like, greening the land, right? Okay, there we go. Okay, next one. So, because GMOs are typically genetic edits of one specific version of each fruit. A great example, children, is the Cavendish banana. It is a super GMO banana, and it's so wonderful and so popular, supposedly, that it is virtually the only banana still grown on planet Earth. We have neglected all the other varieties of bananas, and currently a fungal infection is spreading around the world, killing the Cavendish bananas. Those GMO people at Monsanto, they thought they were smart enough to stop diseases. But if 2020 taught us anything, kids, it's that scientists can't stop diseases. Don't mess with Mother Nature. Mother Nature will mess back. Very soon, all bananas will be gone. This fungal infection will destroy even all the GMO bananas. The organic bananas won't be safe either. No more bananas, kids. Bananas are Mr. Brown's favorite fruit. Why? Why? Oh, look at that. Oh, here, I'll use my normal voice. Look at that fungal infection inside the banana. That's freaking gross. Okay, you can't eat a banana if it's infected with this disease. All right, yeah, bananas expire in 10 years. It's not crazy, it's true. Bananas are dying out. There's an incurable fungal infection called the Panama disease, and a lot of people are like fighting to save these bananas because once this Panama disease gets in your banana fields, all the bananas die, and you basically can't grow them back, and it sucks. All right, yeah, expires in 10 years. It's ridiculous. Okay, this is actually the best argument that the anti-GMO people have, and maybe my previous self didn't make it super clear, but because when you have a GMO super banana or a GMO superfood, everybody wants to use that one version of the superfood. I mean, you're only going to grow the best version of each crop because you want to grow the biggest, most consistent, and all this other stuff. And so, for so many decades, we've been using the GMO Cavendish banana, and now this huge banana disease is wiping out all our bananas. So we're like, okay, what if we try a different banana? Like, let's not use the Cavendish, let's use another style of banana. Well, because that GMO Cavendish banana was so good and so popular, we legitimately lost other versions of the banana. We kind of only have this one version left, and we totally neglected other varieties because we just thought this GMO one is great, whatever could go wrong. And here we are, things are going wrong. So maybe the lesson that we should learn is we need to have a diversity of plants, and we can't just use the same exact style. Because, yeah, almost all these bananas, they're sort of like genetic clones of each other, and it would have been smarter for us to diversify what's out there on the marketplace. So, yeah, serious concern. All right, moving on. So, yeah, what else? Science stopped the looming banana extinction. That would suck if bananas go extinct. I really like bananas. All right. So, because GMOs are novel life forms, biotech companies have patents. They use these patents to say, we own all the Monsanto seeds on planet Earth. And this can be really messed up, children. Let's say you're a little organic farm and you're right next to a GMO big evil farm. If one day the wind is blowing as it naturally blows and some of those GMO seeds sprinkle into your organic farm, and then you do grow some super Frankenstein evil crops on your land, Monsanto will sue you for copyright infringement. Monsanto will say, how dare you grow our seeds without paying our corporation, and Monsanto will buy out your land and use their big fancy lawyers and the evils of capitalism, and your farm will soon be taken over by them. Evil Monsanto. So bad. So bad. Okay. On average, Monsanto files one lawsuit every 3 weeks. Oh, they're so evil. So much Monsanto. And then the high cost, how organic farmers are being forced to bear the risks of GMO contamination. The worst. GMOs, they're contaminating crops. Seeds of deception. Oh no, so many lies. So many lies of your food. Okay, so this argument is also a pretty good argument. Because it is really messed up that when your neighbor buys GMO seeds, the natural winds blow around and some of those seeds end up in your land, Monsanto will sue you. And they've won a lot of lawsuits around this. Because, and I like to think I have a pretty good lawyer-style brain, but this blows my mind how Monsanto can successfully sue people when it's truly an act of God that wind blows seeds around in nature. For that reason, I can argue Monsanto is kind of evil. You know, like, they're going after these little mom and pop farms if they suspect they're using their copyrighted seeds. Pretty messed up. Okay, this needs to change. We should pass better laws. Don't let this stuff happen in the future. So, yeah, Monsanto, this part of you is pretty evil. Just saying. Okay, and then yeah, here's a bunch of people protesting Monsanto. And look, honestly, look on the internet, kids. There's a lot of people that have literally declared war on Monsanto. I know a couple of them here in Las Vegas too. I usually try to have them come in and talk to the class. But yeah, the non-GMO project. Okay, here we go. Back to this one. So, we should at least make the government force farmers to label their foods GMOs. Because right now in the United States, there are no laws saying that you must label food GMOs. Many farmers and evil Monsanto, they sell their food in the supermarket and people have no idea if it's a legitimate organic food or if it's a GMO food. People need choice. People need to know that the garbage that they're eating is genetically engineered or is straight from beautiful Mother Earth. Okay? Yes, on Prop 522, label genetically engineered foods. And GMOs are banned in 27 countries. They're labeled in 61 countries. America, bring food freedom here. We need to know what we're eating. Okay, so this argument's also actually pretty stupid. In my research, I've more or less figured this out. Everything we eat is GMO. Okay? Like, it's just everything. So, these people want to pass a law where we literally put a sticker on, like, virtually everything in the supermarket saying, this is GMO, this is GMO, this is GMO, this is GMO. This is about the fact. If it does not say organic, it is GMO. And some things are maybe they're just using the pesticides, but they're not using the Monsanto seeds. And maybe they're not using any pesticides, they're not using the Monsanto seeds, but then they're using genetically engineered soil. Like, there's so many levels to how we could classify what is truly organic and what is truly GMO. And I even did my research on the flip side of this. There is currently in the United States no official organic labeling association, okay? If you see something in the store that says this is organic, it's very possible that the person is just lying to you. They very well could just, whoa, this is a really big organic apple, and it's just Monsanto the whole time. Like, in the United States, there's no laws determining what the word organic truly means and applies when put to use of a food, or what GMO truly means or applies when used to a food. This is a giant flame war on the internet that I have to teach you is still a current ongoing problem. So you can't trust anything. We can't trust any of the labels. So that's really what's up, okay? And Obama promised GMO labeling in 2007, but then Monsanto paid the Democrats a ton of money, and Obama said, "Hey Monsanto, I'll protect you during my whole time in office." So, not a good move for the organic squad there. Okay, and then what's organic? What's natural? What's the difference? What's GMO? It gets really confusing. Okay, there's all these labels that you can put on food, but no one checks these labels. And then, yeah, you can no longer trust the label USDA organic. Under a new policy, synthetic fertilizer, pesticide, sewage sludge, or even GMO can be permitted in an organic label. So none of the words matter. You don't know what you're eating. You just don't know. It's crazy. Oh, man. Life's a challenge. All right. Oh, this stupid hat. All right. Most GMOs are direct extensions of chemical agriculture. They're developed and sold by the world's largest chemical companies. They're these corporate connections with the people who make crowd-control tear gas and Monsanto. It's a conspiracy. They're using these chemical weapons against people, and they're using chemical weapons against our food. Oh no! Oh, America, why? Oh no! Oh, they're spraying your food. Oh, it's gross and it's chemicals. Oh, they're spraying people. Oh, it's the same spray. The U.S. opposes chemical warfare, but we allow Monsanto to declare war on our food. What are we doing, America? Okay, so this argument's also really dumb because they're making this connection saying that Monsanto is a chemical company. Monsanto makes, gas used against humans. It also makes pesticides used against plants. Well, this is a logical fallacy called guilt by association. So here's some equally dumb ways of applying that argument. Harvey Weinstein and Hillary Clinton were friends in the early 2000s. Therefore, Hillary Clinton approved all the terrible things Harvey Weinstein did to actresses throughout his entire career. Here's another equally terrible comparison along the same lines. A teenage boy plays violent video games. Therefore, the teenage boy thinks about violence against human beings. Okay? It's a logical jump that doesn't make an easy connection. Okay? Yes, Monsanto makes weapons of war, and Monsanto makes weapons of war against bugs. Like, they're different paths. Okay? It's not the same. Doesn't exist in the real world. Guilt by association. Moving on. So yeah, there's Weinstein and Clinton together as friends. And here's Disney going to war in World War II. So is Disney now a proponent of violence? Okay, I don't really think so. And then yeah, do video games really do this? Do they turn 10-year-old boys into crazy violent murderers? No. Like, I think actually video games are a way to get a lot of those violent tendencies out of kids. So that's what's up. Alright.
Something I gotta say. GMO foods just taste so bad. They're yucky. I just hate putting an artificial thing in my mouth. It's the worst. I love natural tasting food. I love delicious organic. That's what I believe in my life. Oh, look at this magazine, Delicious Organic, Carrie Vitt. Oh, it's so simple and delicious, and strawberries. I love it all. Oh, and there she is. She's like, oh, this is GMO. I'm not going to eat it. It's gross. And this guy's, oh, it's GMO. It's gross. Oh, it's so gross. And then, oh, look. Even the squirrels prefer to eat organic corn. The squirrels love the organic, and they hate the GMO. Ugh.
Okay, so my other self is actually going to stay on this slide for a second. I'm actually going to use this same point against the organic guy because I believe the GMO food probably has some genetic engineering in it that says we want to discourage squirrels and birds and other pests from eating us because we want humans to eat us. So this picture is pro-GMO because the GMO is resistant from having pests like squirrels eat it while it's still in, being grown. Okay? And yeah, taste is 100% subjective. Okay? You can't say organic tastes better than GMO. And usually if we're having live school, I will have a lesson in class where I get a whole bunch of organic food, a whole bunch of GMO foods. The kids taste test them all. And what consistently ends up happening is I have like about a dozen fruits and vegetables. The kids taste them. More than half the time, people say the GMO tastes better. And I recall it was always true with like bananas. Like GMO bananas are great. I know, since soon we're going to lose them all. It sucks. And yeah, taste is 100% subjective. Okay? This guy's eating hot Cheetos and milk. That's crazy. This girl's eating a spider. This kid's just drinking Frank's Red Hot sauce. Like, you can't tell what taste is going to be better or not better. And it's true, some organic things will have a different taste than GMO things. And it's up to you. Decide for yourself. There's no way to make it a factual argument or not. All right, moving on. So yeah, eating some bugs. Baby loves strawberries. Spider, sad baby, doesn't like that food. That kid's a champ. And then there's just drinking hot Cheetos cereal. All right, so here we are. I'm finished with this lesson. This was kind of fun to do. You must be aware of the major arguments on both sides of this debate. It'll come up in the next FRQ you write. So check it out and peace out.